Your business is profitable, yet you remain financially unstable. You earn a high income, but you cannot explain where the money goes. You regularly see large deposits, $8,000, $12,000, even $20,000. Yet you close your laptop at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, its weight familiar, and your bank balance looks exactly like last week. Here's the mirror moment. Open your banking app right now while you're watching this. Look at the number. Now scroll back 90 days and compare it to what you actually billed in that window. If the gap between those two numbers feels smaller than it should, you are not looking at a business problem. You are looking at a leak you've been trained not to see. This is active damage. You allow revenue to mask a critical leak. This isn't about working harder, it's fundamental misdirection. You focus on increasing your top line, unaware it's a treadmill. Your revenue focus keeps you financially unstable, despite high income. You are actively losing freedom. This misunderstanding will cost you years, trading time for financial fragility, one profitable-looking month at a time. This is the wealth mirage. You are already paying the price, right now, today, in dollars you'll never trace. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact insight you're missing, the one that adds $20,000 to your annual savings without landing a single new client. It feels logical to chase more revenue. The siren song of bigger projects is deafening. You believe more invoices directly equate to more financial security. I thought the same. Picture this. It's Thursday, 11:47 p.m., and you just signed a $14,000 retainer. You stare at the contract on your screen, that familiar adrenaline hit running through you. You tell yourself this is the one, the client that finally moves the needle. You close the laptop, sleep 8 hours for once, and wake up Friday morning feeling like you've made real progress. 2 weeks later, that $14,000 is gone. $4,200 to a subcontractor, $1,800 on software you needed to deliver the project, $2,500 set aside for taxes you forgot about until now. The rest dissolved into expenses you can't even itemize anymore. You check your personal account, it moved by $380. You chase that next $10,000 client, feeling the same rush, believing you've progressed. You measure success by gross income, not by what actually stays in your accounts. This strategy tells you to simply raise your rates or land one more project. It sounds like the direct path to freedom. But here's what nobody tells you. Revenue and wealth are not the same currency, and you've been trading one for the other at a terrible exchange rate without ever checking the math. This endless pursuit has a hidden killer I'm about to reveal. It silently destroys your financial stability, one signed contract at a time.
This is where your business becomes a liability. The actual dynamic is the revenue funnel, but it's inverted. It funnels money away from you, disguised as growth. You pour everything into the wide opening of revenue generation, marketing, new tools, expanding services, but your personal take-home is a tiny, inconsistent trickle. Here's the visual metaphor, and I want you to actually picture it. You're running a water pump station, pipes everywhere, pressure gauges, the whole operation humming. Water, your revenue, gushes in through the main intake, impressive volume, the kind of flow that makes you proud to screenshot the dashboard. But before that water ever reaches your personal reservoir, the main hose splits into a dozen smaller lines: software subscriptions, contractor payments, growth expenses, taxes you didn't plan for. Each line siphons off a little. None of them look like theft individually. Together, they're a flood diverted into 100 small ditches before it ever reaches you. And the bucket that's supposed to be yours, it was never explicitly plumbed into the system at all. There's no dedicated line running to it. You're thrilled by the gush from the main pipe, mesmerized by the pressure gauge climbing, while your own supply quietly empties in real time. Here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. The more successful your business looks from the outside, the more pipes get added to that system. More revenue doesn't shrink the leak, it multiplies the number of places water can escape before it reaches you. Growth, without redirection, is just a bigger, faster version of the same problem. Fixing this leak requires understanding the true cost of not being profit first, a cost that becomes obvious the moment you see the practical move I'm about to give you.
Break free from the lie you've internalized for too long. It is the wealth mirage, an insidious trick. It is the illusion that a high revenue number on a spreadsheet directly translates to personal financial freedom. It is the mirage that makes you believe the oasis is just ahead, constantly receding, leaving you dehydrated. The wealth mirage is the belief that more revenue is always the solution, when it often just amplifies unchecked expenses and undefined personal profit. You saw high income as the destination, not realizing it was a vehicle driving in endless circles, never arriving. The shift is simple. Your business exists to extract wealth for you, the owner. Not just to generate revenue, not just to serve clients, not just to grow for growth's sake. Your first client is your own financial future. This reframe hits you like a cold shower, clarifying everything. You stop asking, "How much can I make this quarter?" You start demanding, "How much can I keep in my personal accounts?" This is the feeling of tangible control, the calm in your gut when you check your balance. That fear of the blank bank statement dissipates.
Your existing habits are actively costing you. The second most surprising insight is how easily this shift integrates. You need no complex software or new team. This is a fundamental change in your core financial habit. Right now, you wait for payments to hit your main business account. You pay contractors and operating expenses. Then you transfer what's left over to yourself or savings, usually end of month or whenever you feel flush. You might even have a dedicated savings account, but the amount you move into it is inconsistent, arbitrary, or guilt-driven. You see a large deposit, feel good for a moment, then watch it erode. The chime of a new payout makes you smile, but the underlying balance never moves the way you expected. This feels logical because it prioritizes business operations first. You believe you must cover all costs before personal profit. That's how traditional businesses are run, and it feels responsible. You put the oxygen mask on the business before yourself, making sure the lights stay on and clients are served. But it fails because it treats profit as a leftover, not a necessity. When profit is an afterthought, it gets minimized or eliminated entirely. Operational expenses expand to fill whatever revenue is available. If you don't explicitly carve out profit first, the business consumes it through new tools, new services, or perceived necessities that didn't exist last quarter. It's the default human tendency to spend what's visible and ignore what isn't tracked. Your personal wealth becomes a victim of your business's unchecked appetite, leaving you profitable on paper but broke in practice. Financial stress builds quietly without a buffer to absorb it. So here's the replacement, and it's brutally simple. Implement a profit-first approach with a non-negotiable 30% profit margin rule on all incoming revenue. Before you pay any expense, contractors, software, anything at all, allocate 30% of every payment directly into a separate, dedicated profit bank account. This account is sacred. It is not for operations, not for reinvestment, not for salaries. It exists for you, the owner, as wealth accumulation, full stop. This is exactly what the solo consultant in our case study did. After 5 years of watching revenue climb while his personal account stayed flat, he implemented the 30% rule, redirecting that percentage into a separate lockdown savings account the moment any payment landed. This single change increased his annual savings by $21,000 and cut his reported financial stress by 40%. He wasn't earning more. He was keeping more. And that distinction is the entire video. Here's what you do in the next 5 minutes. Tomorrow morning, open a new bank account labeled Profit. As soon as your next payment hits your main business account, immediately transfer 30% of it to that new account. Set up an automated rule if your bank allows it. Don't think about upcoming expenses. Don't rationalize exceptions. Just move the money. Then don't log into that account for 90 days. Treat it like a black box, sealed.
you'll feel a pang of hesitation, the old system fighting back. Ignore it. This automatic extraction means your operating expenses now have to fit within the remaining 70%. That forces immediate, ruthless efficiency. You'll find ways to cut costs you previously thought essential, because now you have to. This builds financial discipline directly into your system, not just into your willpower. And you will feel lighter the moment that first transfer clears, the weight of financial uncertainty lifting off your shoulders.
Your business is not a revenue machine. It is a wealth extraction engine. Profit is not what's left. Profit is what you take. If you paused all new client acquisition for 30 straight days, what would happen to your personal bank balance? This video showed you profit must be extracted, not hoped for. The Solo Operator Revenue Audit gives you the exact frameworks to implement this, ruthlessly optimizing your profit margins to build your wealth. It's available for $19. Link below.